Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is your home for Bible study coming to you straight from Zion. Yes, folks, we're talking about Psalm 134 this week, the last step, the 15th step in the Songs of Ascent, Songs for Those Ascending. And that little book of music that the traveler was to carry with him as he made his way to Jerusalem, well, we've been examining that. Golly, when did we start? Sometime back in June, I think. And now here it is, October. And we're coming now to the close of this book. It's been a wonderful blessing, hasn't it? Just like Psalm 119 was a wonderful blessing, so these Songs for Those Ascending has just been a marvelous blessing. It's called the Little Psalter in a lot of places, and we talked about that. And it's just wonderful. It's, in a nutshell, has just about everything that the entirety of the Psalter has. The praises, the sorrows, the darkness, the light, the praise for God and His creation, His deliverance, His salvation of His people, Messiah, and all the rest. It's all here in the little Psalter. It's just a microcosm of the larger book in a way. So we've looked at all that. Now we come to verse 3 today. In verse 3, we're going to divide it in half. Today we're going to do verse 3, part A, which is going to be the first phrase. Let me just read that for you from my translation. The Lord will bless you from Zion. Now, that's my translation of verse 3, the first part, and we've talked about the two voices. We've had in verse 1 and verse 2 the voice of the traveler. He's walking in, and he says, "Behold, bless the Lord, all the servants of the Lord, who stand in the house of the Lord by night." So he comes in with praise on his lips, and he commands the priesthood to bless the Lord, to lift up their hands in the sanctuary, and to bless the Lord. And now, here we have the priest's voice in verse 3, and he's going to deliver a blessing as well. But his blessing is this: the Lord will bless you from Zion. Now, we've talked about this word Zion. I think earlier in the week I said that we want to designate the place Zion rather than Jerusalem, because Zion is that spiritual place. It is that spiritual city to which we all come. And it's from Zion where the Lord blesses. It's not from Jerusalem. Well, Jerusalem is the place where the Lord put His name. Yet Zion is something more than that. It's larger than that. It's more universal than that. It is, galactic in a sense. God's Zion is something much larger than just a city on a map. No, the Lord's blessing from Zion is a heavenly blessing. It comes to us in spiritual quarters. So the Lord will bless you from Zion is the first part of this third verse, and it's beautiful in its intent. The word Zion is used 7 times in the book of the Ascents. So we have it 4 times in 125, 126, 129, and 133. So there are the 4 times the word Zion is used. From Zion is used twice, and it's used once here and then once in 128, verse 5. And then we have in Zion used 1 time, and I forgot to write down the reference for that, but it's also in the Psalms of Ascent. So 7 times we have the word Zion used, 4 times by itself, 3 times with a preposition. So let's think about this idea of from Zion, the Lord's blessing from Zion. What does that mean? Well, if we go back and we look at Psalm 128, in verse 4 of 128, we have, "Behold, for thus is the man blessed who fears the Lord. The Lord will bless you from Zion." Now, again, this language is the speech of someone else other than the traveler, but listen to the verse. "The Lord will bless you from Zion, and you will see the good of Jerusalem all the days of your life, and you will see your sons' sons. Peace be upon Israel." That Psalm 128 was the psalm of blessing. It's the blessed psalm, the result of fearing and walking after the Lord. And so here, the priests, at the very end of the book of the Ascents, the Song of Ascents, we have the priest now blessing the traveler with the very same language. the Lord will bless you from Zion. So as the book comes to a close, we have a blessing for the traveler as they arrive and perhaps as they go. A blessing from Zion. Join me tomorrow. We're going to talk about the last phrase here in Psalm 134 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.